Recently, I went through an event that rendered me incapacitated, and I was really upset because I felt like I had so much to do, busy schedule, and I just felt like my life was pumping another break once again after the month or the year I've had so far. Although the year I've had so far has been bad in some ways, I've had a lot of good. So it's always been like a balance, but I was just a little bit annoyed. And then in that position of my incapacitation, I encountered God, or God came to me instead. Oftentimes, I like to spend time with God. I like to talk to God all the time, read my Bible, do all that jazz, because I personally believe that, and I know that God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit are my best friends in the whole wide world. And obviously, you want to talk to your best friends all the time. And so the inability to not talk to them due to me being rendered in that state of mind was annoying. So when God showed up in that place at times, I was just in awe of it. And it's not an experience I've never had before. I've had this experience time and time again, but I'm always taken aback when I do get them. And the experience is smelling the scent of heaven. Heaven has a smell, and it's the most beautiful, the most delicious, the most exhilarating, the most intoxicating, sweet aroma of smell that you will ever have. Like, no perfume can ever pinpoint a smell like heaven. And when I would smell it, oftentimes I'm always like, am I like hallucinating the smell or anything like that? Even to the point that when I was smelling it and I had my friend come over, she was like, she couldn't smell nothing. Because at first I thought it was like a fragrance that is going off from a ventilation, or like from a vent, or like, you know, from a wall or something, but it wasn't. And so when I asked a friend, she was like, she couldn't smell nothing. And then that was when I knew that it wasn't all in my head, and I was actually truly smelling God, because I'm always again taken aback by that experience. Anyways, that was such a beautiful experience in the sense of like being surrounded by the fragrance of heaven, like by the scent of heaven. Like, God smell so incredible. He's such a beauty. God is such a beautiful God. When that phase went, I remember saying a prayer to God yesterday, and I was like, God, I want my prayer to be like a sweet aroma unto you. I want it to be like a sweet fragrance to you, you know, just like Mary had like that fragrance, and she was using it to wash the feet of Jesus and use her hair to wipe his feet. I was like, I want my prayer to be like that to you. I want to have that reverential sort of I want you to have that sort of sweet aroma, that my prayer is such a sweet scent to you. Anyways, during the day, I was umming and ahhing about going to this event. This event is one of the biggest events in London, especially in the industry that my business works in, and it's in tech, so it's London Tech Week. And due to tiredness and the weather and just like the distance of travel, the travel distance, I forced myself anyways, and I got some things done, then forced myself out of the house. And I was like, I'm just gonna take it slow, I'm gonna take it easy, I'm not gonna do much, but when I get there, I get there. As soon as I got there, I went to one seminar, one core place, and it was nice. Then I bumped into a couple of people, it was nice. And then suddenly I met someone from my church, and she was in the queue, and she was like to me, oh, I see you around in church. We exchanged pleasantries. And she told me about what the queue was about, and she was like, is it perfume? I was like, oh, that's interesting. She was like, yeah, they're giving out free perfume. And I was like, oh, okay, free? What is the catch? Because I'm always like, there's always a catch about some things. Nothing is ever free, not in this world at least. With God, yes, everything is always free with God, and there's never a catch with that. Anyways, I queued up, I got the tickets, everything like that, and I stayed there. And I noticed that, like, you know, I was filling out the forms, and I was filling out the prompts, because it was like an AI tech company, and the idea to generate perfume using the AI technology was genius. Honestly, I was like, they need to give that person a pay rise, because Fragrance is something that would bring so many people to you without needing to fight tooth or nail to convince them. People like to smell good, and they love the idea of creating their own fragrance. They love the idea of forming their own identity, having something that is personally theirs, something that is very personable to them that no one else have. I did my prompt. I was like, oh, I love natural fibers, I love silks, I want to smell like I am someone that goes to dinner in Mayfair and Chelsea, that lives there, but also like is by the seaside. So everything that I love, I put the prompt in there. And then it just asked me a bunch of follow-up questions that I can't remember verbatim, because it was like it just kept going until someone helped me stop the prompt from happening and actually getting the perfume that I wanted. But it was such a good experience in that way, in the sense of like, you know, God was talking to me through a theme, which is fragrance. And fragrance, as you know, as we know it, is also part of identity. It tells a story about who you are, you know. It tells a story about your vibe, your personality, your characteristics. It's something that welcomes you into the room before people see you, basically. And so when I got my fragrance done, I was really happy with it. I was so happy with it. I was like in awe of it. And this is the fragrance. This is the brand. The brand is called, so that is the name of the brand. It's called Golden Velvet Whisper. And this is how it looks. This is how it looks. It smells so divine. And before I touch on the notes, I wanted to talk about something else that I was umming and ahhing about. As someone that loves perfume, I love to buy perfumes. I splurge on perfumes. I love Penhaligon. However, due to my sensitivity with my relationship with Jesus Christ, I noticed that Penhaligon tend to have a lot of like new age associated names or new age sort of stories to their perfumeries, which I don't really particularly interested in any longer. I love that set. I love the way they mix their perfume. I love the way it oozes out of me. I love the way it gives like a presence. But because of my sensitivity and my relationship with Christ, which is solely my own conviction, it's no one else's conviction, my personal conviction, the one that God has given me. I've been thinking about like replacing my perfume bottles for a long time. Once I'm done with Penhaligon, once I'm done with the 2 bottles of my Penhaligon, which I'm going to show you guys now. So these are both bottles of my Penhaligon. As you can tell, they're about to finish, and I love this too. And I used to have a lot more than these 2, but they finished. So I just thought once these are done, I'm going to start looking for new perfume houses. I'm going to look for new perfume houses, and I am going to start, you know, looking around for something that maybe is Christian based. I've seen one that is floating around on TikTok, so I'm going to continue to check them out. But also I wanted to have that experience. I've always wanted to have that experience of personal and personalized fragrance of my own, and the fact that God actually aligned that perfectly for me was so beautiful. And so that is one thing that I want to talk about. Before I come on to the notes of what my perfume contains, oh, so beautiful, honestly, so beautiful. Before I talk about the notes, I want to talk about this other perfumery that I got. I was so cheeky. I asked the person that was in charge, I was like, can I have that one please? And I was like, it's for my mom. And honestly, I low-key don't want to give it to my mom any longer, because I'm like, this smells so good. Like, this smells incredible. It's like so feminine, but it's not a fragrance I made for myself. It's something that, I don't know, it loves the notes. The person that gave it to me, the guy, loves this note, and I can see why he loves the note. It's very, very intoxicatingly feminine. It's like very sweet. It's just so gorgeous. But because I don't have the notes, I can't really touch on the notes of this, but it's gorgeous. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Now, when it comes to the notes, I wrote down the thing for the perfume notes that this perfume note of my own fragrance, right? That is called, it is called Golden Velvet Whisper. So I'm going to talk about the notes of that perfume, and I need to sign on to the actual website of theirs so that I can see the notes. So my perfume that I created had vanilla, it had white musk, it had sandalwood, it had metallic, it had tonka, powdery, it had jasmine, it had blush, it had blonde woods, it had oxygen, and neroli. It had that as well. This perfume is sweet without being sugary, with a fluffy powdery quality and a very clean skin, like a clean skin like warmth. The jasmine add like a delicate floral touch to it, while the metallic and oxygen accords give it a modern, fresh, almost sparkly feeling. And then the blonde woods and tonka creates a soft, comforting thrill that feels elegant, cozy, and slightly sensual. Freshly washed skin, like a vanilla, like cashmere sweater, like a very expensive body lotion. It's like warm, clean musk. It's very soft wood as well, and a hint of like makeup powder with like white flowers. And the vanilla is the dominant aspect of this perfume, right? And when it's paired with like white musk and sandalwood and blonde woods and oxygen, it's more clean and fluffy, and just like it smells like your skin but sweeter, like vanilla vibes to it. It just feels like a nice crisp morning hair, like when you're in the countryside and you can just smell the hair, like you can just, you know, you've left the toxic environment of London and can just smell the fresh and breath hair of like the countryside. It's just so nice. It's like the fresh smell of linen. It's very sparkly, and it's very like clean girl vanilla vibes. Is like soft feminine luxury. Is like very like freshly showered but like expensive. It's like cashmere, cream, and skin mask. Is just kind of like comforting and just also seductive. It's just, oh, so good. And then with the neroli, with the neroli, the smell of neroli is like bright and sparkly. It's fresh citrus blossom. It's clean white flowers. It's slightly green and soapy. It's elegant rather than sweet. The opening of the fragrance, which is neroli, oxygen, and metallic accord, it gives that fresh hair, orange blossom petals, clean white shirt like this shirt, and slightly sparkle. And then the heart of it is jasmine's white musk and powdery notes. Then it gives that soft feminine floral, clean skin, and luxury like body cream. And then the dry down is like vanilla, tonka, sandalwood, blonde woods, and it's like cream vanilla, like warm skin scents, smooth woods, like cozy cashmere. And it just feels like the overall vibes of it is like a luxury hotel lobby. I feel like scents, like your scent is like the most intimate layer of your identity. It's because it's invincible but yet it's like very much unforgettable. People like will forget your face, they would forget how you talk or how you walk, but they will never forget how you smell. And your fragrance can often bypass your visuals and bypass languages and go directly to like the memories of people, the emotions of people. It's only sense processed directly to the emotional brain without filtering it out. So a signature scent is not like luxury. It's a decision about how you want to exist in other people's memories. And then long after you leave the room, your scent is still there. It still lingers. It's like, you know, like people that love music, when you think about someone, when the music comes on, you think about that person. It's the same way with fragrance. And you know, you're still present in your absence. Like you're still present in the life of people in your absence. Yeah, identity for me is not found. It's something that you build intentionally, layer by layer. That means your clothes, your your intimate wardrobe, your outer wardrobe, your shoes, your bags, your makeup, your hair, your jewelry, your perfumes is layer by layer for me. And I just kind of feel like this is just all it is. This is the perfume I was going to be giving my mom, which I'm going to do, but I just want to wear it. I just want to wear it and just like have it on my skin. Like, I just, oh, so beautiful, honestly. Just in awe of this. Just in awe of this scent. So now I can give it to my mom because I tried it and I love it. It's so nice. It smells so good. It smells so good. And I'm excited to get my new the full bottle of it, and it's such a good experience. It's so interesting how like something that, you know, God can give you like a running theme in your life, and yeah, it makes things a lot more like fun when it comes to spending time with God, you know. God is a God of beauty, honestly, and I wish people stopped looking at beauty as something that is vain and shallow, but rather something that brings the awe of God in you, that makes you realize that there is a God, there's someone that created this heaven and earth, you know. So yeah, this is me opening up Lucky Scents. So yeah, can you tell I've been loving blues as well recently? I've been loving blues recently. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching and always supporting. My name is Bunmi. Bye. See you in my next one.